YouTube. We're here with another video. Tough. The disturbing case of Family Feud murder. Let's get into it. Phantom isn't my boyfriend. Don't do that. I'm just saying that, like, I gotta lock in. We on YouTube type, you know what I mean? But I'm just saying that, like, Phantom just, you know, like, you be claiming, little bro or big bro. Mama on TV. Not quite. Almost there, though.
Night, that is, the night of February 23rd, 2023, Rebecca Becky Bleefnick, a 41-year-old nurse and mom of 3, was shot a chilling 14 times in her home in Kentucky Road, Quincy, Illinois. She had been alone in her house, and as
you gotta ask my old editor, bro.
The intruder had
I don't know why he did that.
Climbing up onto the second story of the house and prying open the window of one of the kids' bedrooms. It's unclear what exactly transpired after the break-in, as the only certain detail, going by investigative reports, is that the attack took place in or near the bathroom, as that's where her lifeless body was found.
Let me be your editor.
Later. Interestingly,
you're not getting paid.
And nothing was
you trying to get a job out of me?
Neighbors told authorities how they hadn't heard anything that night. Mojo, you're distracting the audience, bro. I gotta let you out.
You already busy with your drawing and shit.
However,
you be drawing goddamn murals and shit that take you 3 months.
It quickly became apparent.
Let me be your editor. Why do you want to be my editor, bro? Like, I don't understand. I've been making YouTube videos since the summer of 2020, and I've gone through 2 editors already. I had 2 editors for the videos, and then I've had 1 person for the thumbnail. Murals. I like doing. Make it 3. Oh my god. I'll put you through a test. The only thing you really got to edit will be the gaming videos, but we'll see. We'll put you through some trials. Murals? Yeah, no, Jordy be making murals and shit. I don't know why he be doing that.
Becky's husband,
but maybe because he coded art or something.
To conceal the crime, but also
we'll put you through some trials. We'll see what you can do, and we'll go from there.
Help his case. This might also be the right point to mention that just 3 years before the murder in 2020, Tim was a contestant on Family Feud, and his comments on the show are a little bit incriminating. Now, we're gonna get to that later in the video, but I believe where we should start is the day of the murder. So we already know that Becky was alone at home, a fact which naturally raises the question, where was the husband and the kids? Well, they were all together, just at a different address, Hampshire Street in Quincy, Illinois. This was a rental property about a mile away.
Is it possible to see some word, Jordy?
This is where Tim lived, as they were going through a messy divorce. The 3 boys, aged 12, 10, and 5, had all spent the night with their father, and they were spending their day at school, which was still in the Quincy location. Now let's pause there and recap, because we're going to be referencing that a lot later.
Quincy, what?
In the middle of the night, an intruder breaks in. Becky tries to dial 911, but fails, and around 1:11 a.m., she is shot multiple times and left to die on the bathroom floor.
Damn!
Away, her husband Tim spends the night with their 3 children, who then go on to have a normal day at their school, St. Peter's School. Now, everything seemed just fine up until 3 p.m. when Becky failed to pick up the kids from school. Apparently, that had raised concerns among family members. I'm gonna guess the school went ahead and called certain family members. And upon seeing that Becky simply just wasn't picking up, her father went to go physically check up on her at her house. And sadly, that's when he discovered her body laying on the bathroom floor.
You know how heartbreaking that is, bro? That's crazy.
And shortly after, at around 3:32 p.m., officers were at the scene. Police Chief Adam Yates said it was rare to have such a thing happen in the rather small town, adding, "The Quincy community has not experienced a crime of this magnitude since early 2019. All death is tragic. The circumstances of Miss Bleefnick's murder are incomprehensible." The first phase of the investigation was... I
gotta figure out what he said in Quincy.
A shadowy figure
Quincy where?
As their lead. Actually, the first thing they...
Because there's a Quincy out here.
...were 8 9mm shell casings and a shoe print. Well, it was actually a partial shoe print that was found near the window where they broke in from. These were, of course, critical pieces of evidence, but they went on to canvass the larger area, and in doing so, discovered the presence of surveillance cameras on a neighboring property that might have captured the break-in. And luckily, the surveillance videos did give some clues as to what went down. First, there was a camera from an immediate neighbor, the Haymans, that was pointing at both the Haymans and Becky's driveways. Or maybe better put, the Haymans had a camera pointing at their driveway, but their home ran along.
Nigga, Haymans or Hymans, boy?
4 hours before the murder, at about 1:05 a.m., the camera captured something pretty weird. A person walking down the driveway toward the back of Becky's house, and about 48 minutes later, the same person walking back in the opposite direction.
Somebody got... Y'all niggas just get hit with ass. Rest in peace. Who the fuck is that? Why the fuck you in Zale and Huey chat? I don't know who either of those are.
Interestingly, the same camera had captured a similar incident on Valentine's Day about a week earlier. It showed a person riding a bike towards Becky's house right before the murder, and again riding away from the house. It wasn't long before investigators pieced together that this was the same person, and this was mostly because every time the Hyman's residence CCTV captured the person on Becky's property, the
look her up.
Would capture the person on
Luffy, you always come in here and do bullshit, bro. Like, honestly, like you don't do anything. You don't do anything productive. Like, you're not a trusted human. A femboy. Yeah, you got it.
Few minutes before. Now, all this was good evidence, but as I mentioned before, it was only leading to a shadowy figure on a camera. The CCTV footage was just too bad in quality to actually tell who it was. The only new detail that could help in finding the suspect, and that investigators added to their arsenal.
This nigga rode a bike to kill her? That shit crazy, bro.
On it. This little piece of information would later turn out to be very important. So, given the evidence so far, with nothing even remotely pointing to Tim, how did the investigation end up using him as a point of interest? Well, that was thanks to Becky's sister, Sarah Riley. Apparently, as investigators spoke with her, she revealed to them that the couple had.
I am the most productive. No, you're not. You are a embodiment of a troll. You were probably banned from multiple streamers' chats. Guaranteed. At least 10. At least 10.
2 days later, abandoned just a few blocks from Tim's Hampshire Street address. So, armed with those two angles, the sister's testimony, and the bike's location, investigators decided to execute a search warrant on Tim's house. This was on March 1st.
So the nigga just left the bike? What the fuck?
Pretty clear that he was the one who killed Becky. How so? Well, how about cold hard evidence that directly linked him to the crime?
Only a few. You are a dangerous man.
Search history, and even a secret burner account. In his basement, authorities had found 54 shell casings and a crowbar. Then, information downloaded from his phone and computer also proved to be damning. He, for instance, had made over 200 online searches on a specific license plate and VIN number. These were found to have been details belonging to the vehicle that a man that Becky was now dating, well, that was his vehicle.
Oh, this nigga was trying to get them both. Oh, he's dangerous.
On Valentine's Day, right after the camera on the Hyman's property had captured someone going up Becky's driveway. The car in question had been parked in her driveway, and so it was easy to connect the dots. Tim had gone to Becky's house, got in the vehicle's information, biked back, and then did some research with the information that he collected. He had also done other online searches, such as how to make a homemade pistol silencer, how to open a door with a crowbar, and how to clean gunpowder off your hands. And like I said, he also had a burner account. Investigators found that he had a fake Facebook profile going by John Smith, and he had used that account to look at a bike that had been on sale on Facebook, a blue Schwinn bike that had no reflectors on the wheels. That bike was believed to be the same one that investigators found abandoned a few miles from his address, and the same one on CCTV.
This nigga sold, bro.
All that put together, you can probably see how he had tried to hide.
This nigga thought that, like, I don't know, if a nigga nowadays is committing some kind of, murder or something like this, you would think that they would probably take the extra precaution not to get caught. But nigga, there's too much. I don't know. Them niggas back, them Ted Bundy and Jeff the Killing niggas, I ain't gonna lie. Them niggas is putting up Jordan numbers. But that was because technology wasn't really locked in. I wonder what would happen if them niggas had to, go get technology. Because niggas now, you don't really hear about no Night Stalkers and shit like that. Or Nightcrawler. No, I think Nightcrawler the superhero. One of the two.
So yeah, he called her dad knowing that she would find her lifeless body. Now, so far in this case, one detail that I think carries quite some weight and that you should pay attention to is how Sarah described the couple as having a combative history. I'm gonna get into that a little bit more, but first, how did Tim's arrest even go? Well, it was pretty uneventful really. When the search warrant was executed on his house, he was temporarily detained, being taken to a relative's house as the search went on, and then later released. There was no fuss in this detention, as sources indicate that he was, quote, very cooperative with the officers, even handing
nigga was chilling, boy,
and his car. The police statement on the search also reflected the same, with part of it saying there were no injuries reported during the service of the warrant. As part of the warrant service, an individual was temporarily detained in the 2000 block of Hampshire and released. He was then actually arrested 2 weeks later. This happened on the morning of March 13th, 2023, a Monday, and on the following day, he was arraigned in court and charged with killing his wife in a home invasion.
Oh shit, got it. Alright, I'm back. What you sending your goddamn works of art?
That means he didn't get to admit or
Beat Up says she fucked with it. Beat Up's nice. Beat Up would never say anything insulting to anyone.
The case to be tried within 90 days.
I'm not saying that it's trash. I'm just saying.
Thus move fast, and even more
like Beat Up the type, she hear Ty Jewel rap and she'd be like, "This fire. Y'all don't know who Ty Jewel is." his history.
Chilling details about their marriage and what Becky had to endure. And I believe this is a right point to get into their...
She's tough to say IJJ Fish is a good
So we've
singer.
already learned that Becky's sister...
He got classics, but
Riley,
he's not good at
was the one
singing.
who hinted to detectives about the confrontations that had been going on between the couple. However, she didn't stop there, as she was a witness in court during the murder trial. In her testimony, described by news articles as chilling, she revealed that Becky had confided in her about fearing Tim amidst their messy divorce and custody battle. In a text message, she told Sarah, "If something ever happens to me, make sure the #1 person of interest is Tim."
Damn.
"I am putting this in writing that I am fearful he will somehow harm
I mean,
me.
he's good. He's just
To do
unorthodox.
something that takes me away from the kids or the kids away from me."
Oh
Becky
my
insisted
God.
Tim had already lied
Where's
on
all this
several
positivity
occasions
coming
and
from?
tried
You're
to
from
paint
New
himself
York.
as the victim
You're supposed to
of
hate the
Becky's
world.
actions, while
You're
it
supposed to be
was
spamming eat my dick
absolutely
in
the
some
other
more
way
shit.
around. In addition to that, he had also taken away her gun and ammunition and refused to give them back. In the same proceedings, it was also revealed that Becky had also expressed her fear of Tim to a friend as they exchanged texts. She told the friend that
Take your gun. He said, what Laser said? What Laser said? He said, "You ain't gonna use your file. Let me get that." That nigga Laser cold. This nigga took your file. Why would I hate the world? You're from New York. These old ass niggas finna fall down the stairs and bro, what?
X, and that she, quote, literally had a panic attack, end quote, when she thought of what Tim might do. Her specific words being, "I am scared of what he might do in his erratic behavior." All this evidence, as I'm about to show you, points
Nigga
to
just
a
put my
deeply
emo. What's wrong with
troubled
this nigga?
relationship, and it is thus no wonder that the prosecution tried to frame the case as a result of domestic violence, something which the defense completely refuted. It seems Tim had a lack of support for Becky's decisions, or rather his attempts at controlling her. This was also something revealed by her sister, Sarah, who, while speaking to 48 Hours, an investigative...
Your friends. Shut your ass up. Well, I don't know him. Then I think you should look at the world more optimistically. Nope. Gotta stay realist.
The couple had
Through and
apparently
through.
had a great first 5 years of marriage and had even previously been trouble-free in their dating relationship, which went back to their days as students at Quincy University where they met. The strain apparently...
Quincy University. Nigga, this happened in Illinois. Oh my God. How close am I to Quincy? Bro, Quincy like in the middle of the state. Let me check. Oh, liberals. Boy, what you talking about? This whole like 3 hours away though. This shit by Springfield. Oh, I didn't know Quincy was on the border of Illinois. That shit right next to that shit almost in goddamn Missouri. Bro 12321, bro. Yo, what's good? I'm Dante. What's good, Dante? Niggas see a nigga with glasses, start calling niggas I'm Dante. Boy, watch out. They coming, Jackie? The nigga locked up. What are you talking about? Why y'all acting like this nigga Jason Voorhees? Be safe, man. This shit happened like years ago, boy. Why y'all act like this some shit that happened the other day?
Nursing school, a decision that Tim just did.
Free young boy? Oh, brother, we already have a free young boy, nigga. You gotta choose another rapper to dick ride. I'm sorry. I don't know. History repeats. Free YB. Oh my.
And she did eventually get there, as at the time of her
what's up, bro?
ER nurse at Blessing Hospital. Her friend Shannon Zanger, also in an interview with
you gotta choose a new rapper to dick ride. We already got one.
Shouldering most of the load around the house.
You get Kelp in here.
Also pointed out
Kanye the GOAT. There you go.
That Tim not only didn't
you could do that.
Her shift into nursing, but also never increased his time spent with their boys. His perspective, though,
so tragic. The GOAT. Please, it can't be two of y'all.
So I personally found this particularly interesting, but it was actually Tim who filed for the divorce. The filing took place in February of 2021.
He would have been a third young boy nigga in this chat, though.
Becky, since taking on nursing, was struggling with patience and stress a lot, particularly on things concerning the kids. He described this as a shift in her personality that created conflict between them. However, that version of events was refuted by Sarah, who explained that Tim was struggling with control, and that was also his reason for wanting.
So this nigga's just I'm gonna get him. What you gonna get Kelp? How you know Kelp? Well, you don't know Kelp.
For instance,
his ass probably asleep, bro. He in the Netherlands. It's like 3 a.m. right now.
They didn't agree when it came to money, their marital home, which Becky lived in at the time, and the custody of the kids. In fact, just a few months leading to the divorce, they both had filed restraining orders on each other. First, it was Tim who filed for an order of protection against Becky, citing that she stalked and harassed him. In the
my 8-hour YoungBoy playlist is like I'm only in the 20th percentile of YoungBoy fans. He probably watching YoungBoy music videos. Do you know Kelp? I don't think he know Kelp. He probably trolling. Realistically, bro gonna probably be in here for another 5-10 minutes before he get bored and call me the hard R and get banned. But I'm not gonna ban him. B-Dub probably gonna ban him, and I'm not gonna tell you to ban him. You know, we just kind of let those niggas just do what they do.
He had become combative at a
What the
parent-teacher
fuck?
night following a disagreement. He had a cell phone video as proof. The judge, however, never granted the order. Then, Becky filed her own order of protection against Tim. She petitioned the court by
I want to ban
alleging that
him.
Tim
King
had,
Kelp.
quote, entered her
He don't know who
residence
Kelp
without
is. He's
permission,
trolling,
end
bro.
quote. She also brought up an argument.
How'd you
that
find
Tim
the
had,
stream,
on
bro?
several occasions, lied about their interactions. Still, the court denied the order, but the judge ultimately ordered that the two stay away from each other's houses unless they were exchanging the kids. That was also the point when the judge ordered Tim to
Take him out, right?
firearm and
BRB
ammunition.
might be a
Back
different
to
Kelp.
Becky
Nah,
or
yeah.
Vince, there was a lot of strange behavior by Tim that was revealed in her conversation.
What the fuck is Kelp's username? I don't remember Kelp's
There was a
username.
text to one friend saying,
Now his user is King Kelp.
He shoved me in front of the kids.
Oh,
was throwing
shit.
things
I
across
forgot the
room.
first part of
And then
Kelp's.
a text to a different friend saying,
Kelp everywhere he might know him.
believe
Oh
Tim has
shit.
serious mental health
Bro, who do you be
problems,
watching,
and
bro?
he's becoming more vengeful and unpredictable. Though amidst all this, Tim maintained that it was Becky who was in the wrong. He claimed that she had lied to people, that he was an alcoholic, and had an affair because she was angry that he filed for divorce. Now we'll come back to the he said.
But
she
they,
said
yeah, that's what I'm saying. They keep going back and forth. Nobody got a solid story.
First, what was it about Tim's appearance on Family Feud that brought so much attention to the case? Well, obviously, someone appearing on a popular TV show or YouTube video and then doing an action like murdering somebody is always going to get people interested. It just
Facts.
is. But second, it's what he said on the show. He made a joke about the quote biggest wedding mistake, and he said that that was saying I do. This appearance was in an episode recorded in the fall of 2019 and aired in the spring of 2020 on ABC.
What's the biggest mistake you made at your wedding?
Honey, I love you, but said I do. Not my mistake. I love my wife. I'm gonna get in trouble for that, aren't I?
And it's pretty easy to see why this was brought up in the context of
Corny.
Although, to be fair, the joke had pretty much nothing to do with the murder case. Investigators even said that themselves. It's just a pretty eerie thing to look back on, considering what happened in the future. Yeah, in the clip, the
Nigga said,
audience
I
laughs,
love my wife.
Steve gives him a blank
Proceeded
stare.
to murder
Tim
her.
quickly sets things straight, saying, "Not my mistake, not my mistake. I love my wife." He was sort of explaining that he wasn't talking about himself in the response. Although he soon realizes his futile attempt at correcting things and says, "I'm gonna get in trouble for what I said, aren't I?" Steve Harvey then goes on to caution him that the only way that joke would be worth it is if it got him higher on the scoreboard. Now, Tim had appeared on the show with his mother, brothers, and
Oh, so
father,
he was
and
his
one
side of the
interesting
family
thing that
type
people
shit.
picked up on was his
This nigga bro came in here
change
said he
in the
did
show.
right.
He had this
Oh
girl
wait, he
show
did say
his
some
son,
shit.
a friend
Bro,
of
I know
his,
a young boy Kelp.
his
Oh
mugshot,
shit.
where he has long hair.
Calling his ass a young boy Kelp is crazy. That might have to be the classification for him though.
Terming it as deteriorating and going hand in hand with the deterioration of his mental state as the divorce took its course. Anyway, going back to the murder, let's focus on the contentious gun for a bit, as that's an interesting part of the story. So, as I mentioned, Tim has taken a 9mm handgun from Becky, or more like got gifted by Becky, but then refused to return it when she asked for it. And to be clear, he had refused to return both the gun and ammunition. When the judge ordered the two to stay away from
She
each
got
other's
gifted.
residences, the judge also ordered for Tim to return the gun and
Nigga, imagine you gifted somebody gun ammo. They turn around and they use that fire on you. Oh my god, bro, that shit ass.
ammunition. What's interesting is that
This nigga hitting me with Cardi
what's even
memes.
more interesting
I
is
said
that
memes.
Becky was killed by a
Cardi,
9mm gun. According to Sarah,
shit.
Tim was into recreational shooting,
Uh,
which
emotes.
I guess is why he had been gifted the gun, but Becky wanted the gun back because it was in her name. In the interview with 48 Hours, Tim, however, insisted he had not seen the gun in 3 years and did not have it. As you will later see, there's a chance, and the prosecution thought so as well, Tim still had the gun and used it in the murder. Anyway, away
Nigga
from
lied.
it could seem that a lot of evidence was stacked against Tim at this point, but his lawyer, Casey Schnock, dismissed all of it as circumstantial hearsay. She argued that just because Tim and Becky had disagreed over things during the divorce proceedings, it didn't mean that he killed her.
Hold
She
on,
said
actually,
that
did
even
he get locked
messages
up?
that Becky had sent to her friends
Hold
were
on.
nothing more than, quote,
I thought he got
"dirty
locked
talk,"
up.
as they were never backed by any hard evidence of physical violence. The prosecutors, Josh Jones and Laura Keck, did however insist there was a presence of emotional abuse clear in his text to her. Laura Keck, for example, argued that the text clearly indicated that he wanted control and power. Now, I should add here that there are bits and pieces of evidence
Nigga
that
think
were
he in the
contested by
owning
both
the fucking
sides in
nation.
attempts to
Man, that's not how that
shift the
shit work.
juries. For example, while Schnock, Tim's lawyer, supported his alibi for the time of the murder, the prosecutors thought the opposite. The alibi was that Tim had been home with their kids, as Becky had asked him to extend his stay with them as she wasn't feeling well. Schnock thought of this as a normal interaction of people getting divorced, but the prosecution insisted that it was an opening where a predator saw weakness in its prey and pounced. The prosecution's perspective was that Tim had just the right circumstances to strike while maintaining innocence.
Oh,
This view
shit.
was also supported by the fact that the intruder
Free young boy.
broke into
Bro,
the
shut your
residence
ass up.
on the
Be
city
productive,
side.
bro.
There was no way
How was your
the
day?
stranger would have
Where are you
come in,
from?
gone past three
Do you have a
windows,
high top
and
fro?
possible entry points,
Answer some
but just
questions,
happened
man.
to choose a window
People
to
wanna
the
know.
little boy's bedroom that wasn't there that night. Schnock, though, insisted that nothing about that mode of entry tied Tim to the crime, because even after investigators seized all pair of Tim's athletic shoes, none of them were a match to the partial shoe print found at the scene, and even the patio chair that was used by the intruder to climb up to the
What's
second
good,
story
gang?
did
Beat
not
up
have
pin and
Tim's
shit.
DNA.
Oh my.
Also, gloves from Tim's car and the bike that was found.
How
a
was
few
your day?
blocks from
Oh
his
my
house
God, he's
didn't
gay.
have his DNA. Schnock also added that the figure in the camera was not Tim, or rather, no one could point out without absolutely
My day was
certainty
good, though.
it was him. And it wasn't known for sure that the bike that was found near his address was the one picked up by cameras the night before the murder. Now, while all this back and forth made it seem
Lot of
good defense,
homophobic
the
streamer.
prosecutors had a pretty strong case
Man,
against
this not
him
It's a
with
Chip Chat, boy.
evidence. First, there were odd pieces of plastic bags found around Becky's body. These were determined to be shreds of ALDI grocery bags, the same types of bags
Aldi?
that had been
Why he
found
say
in Charleston
ALDI?
States.
It's
So the
Aldi,
argument
boy.
was that he had fired through an
Homophobic
ALDI
streamer.
bag in
Oh,
order to muffle
brother.
the sound of the gunshot, trying to create a homemade
Niggas trying to
case.
incriminate me.
DNA on the pieces show that it was very likely that Tim was a contributor, and this was bundled with the fact that DNA from Becky's fingernails could also not exclude him. Then there was the fact that Becky was killed just a week before their divorce.
Bro, stop
was
spamming them
settled.
fuck ass hearts.
According
You
to the
bitch ass niggas.
prosecution, it turns out that Becky was trying to gather witnesses against Tim's father, Ray, because she didn't want their 3 children to be left with him unsupervised. This had apparently created unease in Tim because it would have unearthed information that he never wanted to come out. It was being alleged that Ray had a, quote, history of perversion and abusing minor children, end quote.
Fuck
Years
no.
Earlier, although the alleged victims were not Becky's children.
Niggas
the
spamming
judge
at
made
her.
the order
I don't even know them
against
some of the
Ray,
flags.
and Ray's lawyer
Yeah, you
broke
niggas just
down
trolling my
stating
shit.
that he vehemently denied the claims, and that his client had never been charged with any criminal offense in the line of those allegations.
You know how
However,
crazy that
although
is?
none of that
Oh,
was the
fuck
way
no.
Becky wanted, the
My kids will always be with me.
argued
They
that
coming to work with me. If your father-in-law had a history of dealing with minors in inappropriate manners, yeah, no, fuck no. Fuck no. You would never see my kids. Hell no. Fuck no. They going to work. We going, shit, I might have to pull up to school with them. Oh, never mind. You right? I'm just saying. I mean, that's some shit you should know prior. Well, I don't know the timing of it either. But if that's some shit yeah, hell no. Fuck no. Let me look at some of these flags. I don't know how parents can leave their children with anyone. I mean, it's different when it's like, oh, I'm gonna leave my son with my dad or my mom. Like, okay, they took care of me. They're gonna take care of my kids. I mean, that's my second option. You know, if both parents are busy, then them. If not my parents, then maybe my siblings. Yeah, I trust all my siblings. None of my siblings got kids, but I trust them to be responsible because I mean we was all watching each other while we was growing up, and then not them, maybe some cousins. Rarely do I feel like going outside the family for like babysitters. That's really not. I'm not too big on that because that's when you know what I mean. The crazy shit might happen. So you got lesbian pride, gay pride, transgender pride, asexual pride, bisexual pride, gender fluid pride, non-binary pride. Okay, I know all of these. Never mind. I just didn't know all these niggas had flags. What the fuck? Yeah, am I just to kill them if I find out, to be honest, in GTA? Yeah. I'm gonna put them motherfuckers in a baby carrier, non-binary. Why he spelled binaries like that? That boy put non-binary.
The fact that before anyone knew Becky was dead, except her killer, of course, Tim had brought a kid's basketball hoop to his dad's house. Josh Jones, one of the prosecutors, said that the hoop, was something he did because
that's how I said it.
Becky
Oh
wasn't
shit!
gonna be a
It's
problem.
because it was halfway
Now,
covered up, so I didn't know if it was
that
gonna be binary or not. So I was like,
argument
"Fuck it."
about loss of control by Tim also went back to the Valentine's night incident that we talked about that was caught on the CCTV footage. According to them, it was odd to search for a VIN number and license plate more than 200 times at 1:10 in the morning. That's
damn.
Tim had another obsession with Becky. And
Yeah, shout out to all the non-binaries.
Times with another person, he must have felt like he wasn't in control anymore. Tim, though, said that he didn't care about the relationship. Lastly, the prosecutors also brought up the shell casings. We already started by pointing out that 8 shell casings were found at the scene of the crime, and also stated that in his basement, 54 shell casings were found. The interesting bit is that 27 of those 54 were established to have been fired from the gun that was used in the murder. Pretty damning, but then Tim's lawyers still maintained that, like everything,
I know one non-binary, it was cool.
On the casings might have been wrong, and this did actually help because in the trial, which
I think I've had history with a non-binary woman. Wait,
came to the jury's decision, one juror
I take that back. With a non-binary person.
Later,
sorry.
After further deliberations, the decision was reached that
I sorry.
Of first-degree murder. Now, the 48 Hours documentary that I've been talking about actually interviewed Tim after the conviction.
Oh shit,
he was
bro, calm down. It was a mistake.
What did he have to say for himself? Well, he couldn't believe the position he was in. For instance, he said, "It's
stop pointing at me, you whole ass nigga.
Life from the outside, like it can't be me."
You see what he wearing? This nigga's wearing UA. Can't be trusted. Bro, forgot about the non-binary. Bro, it's confusing when you say that. Like I would have history with somebody that's non-binary, but it's like I'm not getting into this gender shit, you know, because then niggas start slipping up, then niggas look crazy. So I'm gonna just let it be what it was. Not you said it again. Shut the fuck up. Stop. Non-binary. Why do y'all want me to, bro? I'm just saying. I had history with somebody that I identified like that. I identified as that. There we go. Goddamn. My fault.
Now is
niggas on my ass.
And what exactly were they doing?
Nigga, you said it? Man, fuck up.
This was the last hope for him to acquit himself.
You niggas was spamming the flags. That's the reason why we on this discussion in the first place.
By Judge Robert Adrian's decision. She explained, "The judge didn't do anything that I wasn't expecting him to do." Jones, one of the defense attorneys, didn't let up though. She insisted that in her 22 years of experience, she had never seen such a premeditated and thought out murder. He said that Tim had researched the murder, planned it, and shot his wife 14 times. A crime that would be deserving of life in prison. So, Tim got sentenced to 3 natural life sentences.
There we go. See, I'm good, bro. He 3 life sentences in, boy.
Prison without the possibility of parole.
Yep.
While the judge refused a petition by the media to unseal.
Took fucking forever to get it out. Sarah, you such a like. Oh my god. Like, let me guess, you're a scholar too. Fuck up. Lose your ass up. Petition to change non-binary to binary. Oh my god. You niggas on dick.
Searches of homemade silencers and VIN numbers. Sarah's message to the world was also pretty clear. If someone reaches out stating they're in danger, make an active effort to make sure they're safe. Now, following Tim's arrest, the 3 children were placed in custody of Becky's parents. Sarah then went on to open a GoFundMe page to help cater for funeral expenses, as well as future expenses of the boys.
Wait, Becky's parents, okay. He like a cat with 9 lives. He on your ass on the 4th.
Generosity and compassion, both part of the
attributes. Bro, 3 licenses is crazy as shit though.
Anyway, as of making this video, the GoFundMe was at $125,000, with the goal of $250,000. That GoFundMe page also.
I didn't know funerals were $250,000. Holy shit.
Post-sentencing. As in the updates, it states that he had been transferred from Adams County Jail to Graham Correctional in Hillsborough, Illinois, where he would serve his sentence. For the
nigga just said my state.
He would not be allowed to
I ain't even listen to the video.
Messages or even have visitors.
I've been paying attention, but you niggas been saying bullshit every now and then.
The 2 families were, quote, still embroiled in legal processes and battles for the security and best interests of Becky's sons. Overall, this remains one of the saddest murder cases involving a married couple, not only due to its gruesome nature of execution, but also the kind of trail it left behind. Becky's family statement.
I hate open casket funerals.
Particularly speak on that last part. The statement talks
that's
about
oddly specific, pal.
12, 10, and 5 years old.
I've been in 1 funeral in my life, I think, maybe 2.
And would have to face life with the truth that their father.
I think it was like 6.
Mother. Elsewhere, Becky's obituary, without going too much into it, revealed how dedicated she was to both her profession and the general services of others. She was
a nurse, right? She was in the medical field. That's what they said. Or that's what Tuff said.
Which honors exceptional care given by extraordinary nurses. She was also a volunteer at her kid's school and a local nonprofit dealing.
Nigga don't be looking like themselves. It's because the makeup and shit they gotta put up on them. I think it's embalming.
Alright guys, that was it for this video. If you enjoyed the way I presented the story, it would be nice if you.
It's a different approach. For real, they're scary. I'm afraid they're gonna pop up if I walk across.
This video was.
It's not because it's scary.
Different. I know I've been.
It's just that's not Twin no more. I don't know him. That too. I'd rather cremate.
This was another single.
There's so many different like avenues that people go. It'll be interesting to see what like you know what I mean. What's like the most popular
list type of videos, but I don't mind indulging in these once in a while, and I do want to keep making more of them. So if you have any interesting cases you'd like,
That's
me
a
to
decent
cover,
rug over here.
I like covering internet related.
I'm trying to get
For
cremated.
example, this was somehow
I know people that be like,
Family Feud. So anything pop culture related, leave it down in the comments if you want me to cover it. But yeah, that's basically it. Go stream Honey. It's my best song out so far. I make music, in case you guys didn't know. I'm not gonna plug too hard, but yeah, you can go.